Okay, so I asked you guys for your hot takes, as you can see here, and I hope like they're not some crap that I've seen a million times before. Like, oh, Forever Story is the best album this decade. I hope these are actually unique takes. So first thing I see is Magic Alive. So I don't have high hopes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So Go to Kermit says Magic Alive is the best album of the decade. So if you're saying, okay, well, first, you have to take into consideration that I personally think Magic Alive is a quite overrated record from this year. Um, I find the rapping to be a bit stiff. I do enjoy the jazz production, but it like throughout the whole album experience, it always just feels like something's missing. And Dixon's delivery, it just comes off as kind of flat to me. But obviously, um, you know, it there's a lot of talent that went into it. It is a At its core, it is a well wrapped, well produced, and lyrically tight jazz rap album. And I respect it for that. So maybe you could say the best rap album of the decade, depending on which type of hip hop albums you cater to the most. However, I do not know about the best album of the decade, especially when you look at the like insane resurgence of rock music in the 2020s. Um, just to name a few, Godspeed You Black Emperor dropped like an amazing record last year. Maruja dropped one of the best albums this year. Willie Rodriguez dropped Wet Dream. Black Country New Road is doing insane. Um, Jordy Greet, Black Midi. Like to say the best album of any genre of the decade is, I find that quite insane. But um, I kind of respect it. Um, yeah, that's about it. Okay. Next, we have Netspend is a great artist. So, if you are really a rage head, you sort of start to appreciate Netspend as an artist. I mean, there's not really much I want to say, I have to say about this. You just said he's a great artist. Like, I can't really expand on this. But what I will say is, he dropped a pretty bland Rage album last year, but he has prior works which I do enjoy. I will say that. Okay, next we have Coin Locker Kid is the top three artist of all time. So I don't. So I can't really provide a very educated stance on this because I've only heard the Holy, but the Holy is like a near 10. I think Coin Locker Kid is extremely versatile and um I might come back to this take later after exploring his discography more thoroughly, but purely based off of the Holy, I might see I see this vision. Okay, next we have 599XX Evo. Vultures won over Yay. So I don't know. Okay, I think Vultures 1 is a good album to start this off. But Yay is like there are like three life-changing tracks on there. Um and it's also much tighter and focused than compared to Vulture's one. It also peaks much higher. Like Ghost Town Violent Crimes. I thought about killing you. Are like levels and levels above Back to Me, which I still love Back to Me. I do think it is like one of Kanye's best songs from this decade, which isn't saying much, but I'm straying from the topic. Um, I don't I don't know how one could even come to this conclusion. Like, Yay is just better conceptually. It has more emotional weight. It has it has better production. It just feels more authentic as an album. So I think this is a pretty bad take, but to each their own. Okay, we have Guyman139 saying Westside Gunn wipes J. Cole. Pray for Paris, Supreme Blind Tell, Fly God, and maybe Hitler Wears Hermes 8 Side B are better than any Cole album. Whole lot of Red too, besides for your eyes only. So I don't know why he decided to just slip Cardi in there, But I do agree that a whole lot of red clears J. Cole's whole discography. That is not to say I hate J. Cole. I think J. Cole is a pretty down to earth and honest and relatable hip hop artist. I definitely see the appeal, and he's also pretty lyrically tight. But it just to me, I don't really enjoy his music to the extent that some people do. Like there's that one story of Love Yours saving someone's life. Like they were gonna kill themselves, and then they listened to Love Yours, and it literally saved their life. But back to this take. Westside Gunn. Westside Gunn is another hip hop artist which I think is severely overrated. Like I don't. He kind of just sounds like he's dying when he's rapping half the time. And it's really off putting to be honest. Maybe I'm just not ready, but like I think his contemporaries are much better. So it's one overrated hip hop artist versus another overrated hip hop artist. I don't think he wipes J. Cole. They excel in different fields, right? J. Cole just provides melodies, vibes, relatability, honest storytelling, and Westside Gunn is really trying to revive that old boom bap gritty sound that came back uh, from the older hip hop, and also rapping about his own experiences in like selling coke, whatever. Um, so they excel in different things, and but I feel kind of like this take doesn't really mean anything to me. Um, but moving on, we have Ace A Save, and he dropped a lot of takes. So I'll do five of them. Um, okay, Andre 3K ain't a top five lyricist. So this is a there's a lot of good lyricists out there, like a lot of top tier lyricists out there. So you could definitely make this argument because you can't really solidify a top five. Um, but Andre has like mastered micro timing to the extent where that like no abstract hip hop artist has ever done. And I could try to name five lyricists better than Andre. Like I could do what um, MF Doom, ASAP Rock, Lupe, MF Doom, ASAP Rock, Lupe, Mos Def, and Black Dot. Right? Like there's definitely five lyricists which like no one's gonna really give you a funny look if you say they're a better lyricist than Andre 3K. But seeing this take just kind of feels wrong because Andre is so legendary, but it's a pretty decent take. Mainstream isn't near as bad as people say this year. Yeah, I totally agree with this. Cardi dropped what top seven album of the year? I'm not sure. Music was really good. What else? What else? I don't think UI Scooty is as bad as people say. It just feels really low energy, but it peaks really high at multiple points. Um, and I appreciate it for that. What else dropped this year? You had the Metro mixtape, which I think got hated on way too much. Uh, it really is like a time capsule of like the 2000s. It brought back like Waka Flocka Flame. It's really cool to see that sound, or at least Metro trying to revive that sound in 2025, like 20 years after the sound has gone stale. For me, it hasn't gone stale. I still get the same amount of enjoyment out of it. Um, or Balloonerism is rap mainstream from this year. I think Balloonerism is phenomenal. More Chaos, I think, is a good album. Like, I feel like people are just hating whatever's not conscious at this point. Lupe, Mac Miller is a top 10 rap artist of all time, if not top 5. I can definitely see this. I can definitely see this. He has evolved so insanely from like a blog frat rapper in the early late 2000s to early 2010s. He has his artistic evolution is actually insane to see. How, like, to go from um the spins to a song like Perfect Circle, Godspeed, Good News, New Faces V2, like that is actually insane. And also, he is one of the best rappers at being really open about his feelings. His vocals are angelic. His production, he has insane beat selection. This is a really good take, and I don't really think it's a hot take anymore. Like, I see Mac Miller getting his flowers a lot these days. Big L over Biggie. Yeah, I agree with this. I'm not really gonna elaborate on this, but I find Biggie quite overrated, and Big L is insane. Rap peaked in the 2010s in multiple aspects, such as being unique. This is when most of the one of a kind albums were made. Being able to get known before you would need radio play, pay for studio time, burn CDs and vinyls. In 2010s, people had digital studios and you could listen to music digitally. So it was a lot easier for talent to be seen. So rap did peak in the 2010s, but and it's precisely because of those technological and cultural advancements and the influence of past artists. I personally think rap peaked in 1995. That was an insane year. It was it was gritty. Like, that is hip hop in its rawest form. You had Only Built for Cuban Links. You had Liquid Swords, Return to the 36 Chambers Dirty Version, Infamous, Me Against the World, Soul Food, just to name a few, or like Mystic Styles. Like 1995 is definitely when hip hop peaked for me, but 2010s is also a very valid decade to say is best for hip hop, and it's also because it's just so much more diverse and it feels like there's more artistry involved, right? Back then it was mainly street rap, like just raw, but now in the 2010s, you had artists like Kid Cudi and Mac Miller touching on mental health, and Earl Sweatshirt. You had artists like that touching on mental health topics, which really like evolved hip hop in like forever in a very positive way. And then you have like Waka Flocka Flame, Flockavelli Rodeo, what Almighty So, Finally Rich. Like, there was so many trap and drill sounds, all of these hip hop different hip hop sounds and genres were all evolving at the same time. So I think that's a very big factor to why 2010s hip hop was so peak. If Baby Keem was dropping consistently since Melodic Blue, he could have been top 20 in the 2020s. I strongly disagree with this. I don't think Melodic Blue is that good to start with. It's not that eccentric of a record. And top 10 of the 2020s, when, you know, there are multiple artists that have been put that have had insane output this decade, such as Rome Street's Kid Cudi, Mike, Earl Sweatshirt. Wait, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Denzel Curry, Jid, Kendrick, Danny Brown, JPEG Mafia. Like, I don't think Baby Keem lives up to the level of quality 2020 is giving us right now, especially with the underground rage scene too. That's what I was missing. Um, I think they're gonna develop to be a lot better than Baby Keem, and I think some of them already have, such as Shay, Lucy Bedrock, um, Pretty Fun, Osama Sun. Like, Rage is popping off this decade, so I strongly disagree with this. And then finally, I'm gonna pick like two out of this one. Um, Fantano is the goat of music reviewing, so this is really valid because he doesn't just give like a score and a ranking and a couple of thoughts. He fully elaborates and breaks down every album that he reviews. You know, what even if he has a lot of stinker takes, like swimming at three. Um, he's had a lot of stinker takes, but he is very well educated and he always backs up those stinker takes. And also he's taken some of them back. So that makes it even better. So saying Fantano is the goat of music reviewing really isn't that bad. And then this isn't really about music, but Demon Slayer's worst anime of all time contender. I strongly agree with this. I find Demon Slayer really boring. It's like the embodiment of anime uh the for 12-year-olds. Like you really have to lack a brain to thoroughly enjoy Demon Slayer. It's a really linear story, like pretty basic power system. I see nothing outstanding about it, so I don't know why it gets so hyped up. But that about does it for this video. I'm gonna come back and respond to the takes I missed in another video, maybe in a month. But this is it for now. Bye bye.